Hey everybody, Tony Porter, and we're playing Field Day Baseball. This is Universal Baseball Association YouTube channel, and we are in the bottom of the first inning. It's Bruce Kison versus Darryl Jackson. Darryl Jackson pitching for the Twins, not very good in that season in 1982, but this is a 1982 replay. And it's going to be the Angels picked up a couple of runs in the top of the first, one on a home run by Doug DeCinces. I believe that's his third of the season. He did hit 30, and then of course it was a double by Baylor, and then a single and an error when with what's his face, Juan Beniquez at the plate. So those are the two runs that scored. We're in the bottom of the first inning, and let's play this. Jim Eisenreich against Bruce Kison. Now I printed out the tall pitcher cards, and then I rolled. We're using 6 column here and 5 column there, and I keep that to remind myself. So that's going to be a 23, and the 23 will be a swing and a miss, and he goes down chasing a ball in the dirt. So Bruce Kison, really good ERA for this team, 3.15 I believe it was. Rob Wilfong, that's a 31, and that's bounced up the middle, and that's through for a base hit. So that's a single. Kison is 5, hit is a 2, so that's a single up the middle, and he's on at first. There's no stolen base there, so Wilfong picks up a hit, and here is Dave Engel. The pitch, but this is 16, and 16 is a ground ball to Burleson, flips to Foley, over to Carew, 6-4-3, double play, and the Angels get out of the inning. All right, leading off is Rick Burleson. It was Beniquez with then Clark flied out, and then it's Rick Burleson. Here it is, 51. Ooh, that's going to be a possible center fielder error. Eisenreich in center field. Oh, that's going to be an error. Yes, it is. So it's going to be an E8. And it is Tim Foley. So that's 2 errors committed up by the Angels, and it's Tim Foley, a 35, and that's going to be, he's running as a 4 hit, so that's going to be a fly ball to right field. Dave Engel is right there. Bob Boone is next with 1 out. Pitched by Darryl Jackson, a 62. And that will be not a strikeout. Instead, it's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Advancing to second is Burleson. And Brian Downing is up. Now the Angels are 2-2 so far. Here's the pitch to Brian Downing. A 16 will be a bouncer to short. Faedo picks it up over to first. And that retires the side. So this game plays extremely quickly. Herbeck with a 66, and that's a deep drive. Right field. Beniquez looks up, and that's gone. 2-1. Herbeck got a hold of that one and drove it deep into the seats here at the Minnesota ballpark that I should have. My Minnesota ballpark. Where is that baby? Where is my Minnesota ballpark? I had it out. Probably disappeared. Had it here. It's not there anymore. All right, it was just right in front of my nose. Okay, so it's Gary Gaetti leading off. Batting second here in the bottom of the second inning with nobody out. It's a 43, a 3-6 base on balls, and that will be a walk. So Gaetti walks. And he's not very fast at all, not speedy. Here's Randy Johnson. Yes, Randy Johnson, not the pitcher. The batter with a 13, and that's lifted to center. Backing up a couple of steps is Clark. And that'll be out number 1. Here's Ward, Gary Ward with a 51. That's a possibility of the third baseman, DeCinces, making an error at third base. Will be a 41, and it is an error on Doug DeCinces. So it's going to be an E5, and that puts 2 runners on. And here's Butch Weiniger. And it's a 35, and a 35 will possibly be a single, but we're using the 2 because it's a 5 column, so that's below that. So it's going to be a line out to right field for the second out of the inning. And now is Faedo. That's how Lenny Faedo. Do anybody remember him? I don't remember him. That's popped up middle infield. Backing up on the outfield grass is Burleson, calling for it, makes the catch, and that retires the side. Faedo. That's how you pronounce it, believe it or not. Here is Darryl Jackson on the mound now, ready to face Rod Carew. And the pitch, it's a 45, and that'll be a fly ball left field. Down towards the line goes Ward, and he makes the catch. One down. Doug DeCinces is up next. He steps into the box. He looks at Jackson. Jackson looks back. Winds and deals a 13, and that's lifted to center. On the run is Eisenreich, and Eisenreich tracks it down. With 2 outs, it's Don Baylor. He doubled last time up. The pitch, and that's going to be a deep drive way back left center field, and Ward looks up, and that's gone. So Don Baylor makes it a 2-run game again, 3-1 Angels, and it's Juan Beniquez. The pitch, and a 42 will be, oh, that's going to be a base on balls. So he reaches, and there he goes, trying to steal the throw down. Not in time. Safe. STL. He is safe. So he singles, steals second. That's the second hit of the game, by the way. And here's Bobby Clark, the pitch. A 66, and that's a base hit. And we're going to have a play at the plate. Left fielder, play at the plate, an assist. Left fielder is Gary Ward. Gary Ward from left field is a 41 assist. If I roll 41 or less, he's out. And the tag, it's a 41, the tag, and he's out of there. Umpire calls him out, and Juan Beniquez is thrown out at the plate by a perfect throw by Gary Ward from left field, 41 on 41. And how do you do this, right? How do you type this in? Well, you're going to get a single. Runner on second is out, going for home, and that will end the inning. I don't think I need to do anything more for that one because that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. All right, so that was exciting. And Eisenreich is up. And the pitch, and that's a 14. It'll be bounced to short, 1 down. The Rooster, Wilfong, who's got a hit already, and here he's going to lift one to right field. Under it is Beniquez, 2 down. And Dave Engel. Everything's off the cards here. So if you like something like Stratomatic Basic, 41, that's lifted to right field again, down the line. And into the corner is Beniquez. Does he come up with it? Yes! What a catch. Juan Beniquez reached into the crowd and was able to pull it out. All right, so we go to Rick Burleson leading off in the top of the 4th. And a 14 will be a bouncer to second base. Easy grab by Wilfong. Sets and throws him out. Tim Foley's next with a 46, and that's a 5-6 base on balls. And this is pulled down the line. Gaetti backhands. Throw to first. Scooped out by Herbeck. What a play. Gaetti to Herbeck. And they get Foley. And here comes Bob Boone. Bob Boone's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the shortstop. 34. Is he going to get a hit here? Yes, he will. Up the middle, base hit. And Jackson's the 6, so it is a base hit. And he's going to try to steal. There he goes, and he is out. He is out. Bob Boone thrown out, trying to steal. Don't ask me why. So, still on base, runner on first is out. And that ends the inning, I believe. Yes. Here's Kent Herbeck leading off the bottom of the 4th. The pitch, a 13, and that is line base hit to right. So he rips one to right field. Took that fastball that was over the plate and hit a BB into right field. And on a 13, he does not try to steal or anything like that. Any funky stuff. Here's Gary Gaetti, the pitch, and that's a 21, which will be a high fly into center field for out number 1. Next up is Randy Johnson, the pitch, and that's a 12, and that could be a double play. Let's see. Could be a double play. There's a question mark. A 1, 2 through a 4. He'd have to have a strong arm. Foley does have a good arm. Let's see what Foley is. At second base, he is an S arm, and I believe that's going to be a 4, 6, 3, and they turn it to end the inning. G4, 6, 3, and I will double check that. So he does have a strong arm, and it is a 1 to 4. So he pulls off a double play. All right, so here's Brian Downing leading off the top of the 5th inning. And that's a 52, and that is a ground ball to third, knocked down by Gaetti. Will he make a crazy throw? I don't know. Ooh, at 24 he may. It may be a single and an error. Gary Gaetti, let's see. Third base, and no error there. No throwing errors for Gary Gaetti, so it's going to be just a single. So hustling down the line is Downing and gets rewarded with a single. Here's Rod Carew, the pitch. And a 13 will be a base hit center field. And we're going to hold. Should we try to take the extra base? It's a whole thing. I'm just going to hold right here. There's nobody out. I don't want to make the first out at third base. So I'm just going to hold the runner at second base. So we got first and second. Here comes Doug DeCinces. DeCinces hit a home run today. It was, doesn't say which one it was. Oh, I see. All right, let me take a sip here. Runners on first and second. Darryl Jackson on the mound. Doug DeCinces. Here's the pitch. 66. That's a deep drive. That's going to be his second home run of the day. This one's a 3-run shot, and it puts the Angels up 6-1. Doug DeCinces takes that hanging breaking ball and lifts it deep into the seats, and that's a 3-run shot. 6-1 Angels. And it's Don Baylor with a 55, and that's going to be a deep drive as well. We'll see what that's going to turn out to be. Home run, he is a 5, and that's way back, and that's gone. Back-to-back jacks by DeCinces and Baylor. So he's given up 7 runs, and that's going to be it. We're going to pull him right here, right now. And Darryl Jackson is going to go to the showers. He's going to go to the showers. Who are we going to call on? Let's see. Long here. 22 saves. That was Ron Davis. So we're going to go to a guy named Doug Corbett. We're going to call on Doug Corbett. And then we're going to roll for him, see what kind of stuff he will have. We're using the tall pitcher cards as one of the subscribers encouraged me to do. And I've done it before, and it's fine. I have no problem with it. It was just an extra thing you got to print out, and that's all. But Doug Corbett, here he is. And we're going to roll for him, see what kind of stuff he will have in this game. He will have his 5 stuff. That's a 4, 4, 5, and 4. Not very good. All right, so Doug Corbett comes into the game. He's ready to roll against Juan Beniquez, who's 2 for 2 today. Actually, he's 1 for 1. He had a single there. Oh, then he walked. I thought that was it was a walk and a stolen base last time, so he's 1 for 1. Here's the pitch, and that's a 45, and a 45 will be lifted to left. Ward under it, and that is out number 1. Here's Bobby Clark. Corbett with the pitch, a 61. That should be a strikeout, and it is. Strike 3 called. Clark doesn't like it. Next up is Burleson. Burleson, 16 with a smash in the hole. Faedo with a long throw in time. G6-3, and that retires the side. Outstanding play by the Twins shortstop. All right, here's Gary Ward leading off against Bruce Kieson. Here's the pitch, and that's a 12, and that's a ground ball, base hit through the left side. Next up, Butch Wynegar with a 56, and should be a strikeout, and it is. Blows a fastball by Wynegar. Next up is Lenny Faedo with a 62, and that'll be back-to-back Ks. He strikes out. And Jim Eisenreich with 2 out, 1 on, a 41 will be ball 4. That puts 2 men on. And up comes Rob Wilfong. He's 1 for 2 today. And a 53 will be a range play. A to D on the catcher. Catcher's Bob Boone. And Bob Boone, as a catcher, is a C. So he will make that play. That's his range. He will make that play. It was A to D. He picks it up, a little number in front of the plate, pounces on it, fires to first in time, and that retires the side. All right, we're moving along in this game. We're in the top of the 6th inning. It's 7-10-1 for the Angels, 1-4-2 for the Twins. Who's up? Tim Foley. Nobody out. 63. That should be a strikeout, and it is. So Foley chases a ball high outside, and it's Bob Boone. Boone today's 1 for 2 with a 13. That'll be lifted to center. Center fielder Eisenreich is under it, squeezes it for out number 2. And Brian Downing with a 53, and that's going to be a A to E range play, and his center field range is a B, so he'll run that down. That's a drive in the gap, and Eisenreich turns on the Jets and catches up to it and robs Brian Downing of a double, at least a double, if not more. That'll end the inning, and it's going to be Rob Wilfong, I believe, leading off. Nope, it is Dave Engel leading off here against Bruce Kieson. The pitch, 45, and that'll be a fly ball left field. Backing up a couple of steps is Downing. He's under it, squeezes it, and Ken Hrbek, the next batter with a 61. Strike 3 called. Hrbek strikes out. And next up is Gary Gaetti, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. The pitch, a 36, and that'll be a 4-6 double, and it's a 2, so that's not going to be in there, and it's going to be a hard hit ball right center field. Beniquez is right there to Rob Gaetti. A line drive to right. And we go to top of the 7th. We're moving along. We're playing field day baseball. I got the tall pitcher cards today. I printed those out. I use my trusty Envy, my HP Envy 6055. I bought it, I think, about 5-6 years ago. Does a great job. Inexpensive. Rod Carew steps in the box, and he's 1 for 3, batting .350. Here's the pitch. That's a 21. It'll be a high fly right field, 1 down. Engel makes the catch. Doug DeCinces with a 31, and that's line base hit. So he picks up a single, and he is now 3 for 4 today. He's having a good day, Doug DeCinces, with a couple of home runs and now a single. And that 31 will be a base hit. So he will not be stealing at this point. Oh, yeah, 7-1. Don Baylor's up next. The pitch, and a 62. Strike 3 called. And Baylor doesn't like it. He has a good eye, but not that time. Here's Juan Beniquez, who is 1 for 2, and a 51 will be a possible error on the right fielder, Engel. And that's a 62, so I doubt it, but you never know. And that'll be no errors in right field on that. So he'll make that catch, and that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch. It is Randy Johnson leading off against Bruce Kieson with a snake eyes, and that's lifted left field, high fly. Under it is Downing, 1 down. Gary Ward next with a 55, and that could be a 3-6 home run, and it's a 4. That's a deep drive, left field, way back, gone, home run. And that is 7-2 the score. Gary Ward drives one out of the park. And it's Butch Wynegar The pitch, it's a 44, and that I don't think it's going to be a base on balls because his goes up to 3. So that is going to be a bouncer to second base for the second out. And here's Faedo. The pitch, a 56, will be a ground to the third, scooped up by DeCinces, fires a strike to Carew, and that retires the side. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Doug Corbett is still in there. Here's the pitch, Bobby Clark, 53. A to E on the third baseman, Gaetti. Let's see, Gaetti at third base is a C, so he'll make a diving play, back on his feet, fires the first in time, G5. Great play by Gary Gaetti, robbing Bobby Clark. Here is Rick Burleson with a 52 now. That's going to be a ground ball second base, knocked down by Wilfong. Will he make a wild throw? That's the question. So that's going to be on the 52 number. There's no number there, so no wild throw, but it is going to be a single. It's a range single. Actually, no, it's just an error. I'm sorry. It could be a single plus a throwing error, but just a single. So Tim Foley, Corbett, the pitch, and that's a 23, and that'll be a high fly center field. Eisenreich comes in a few steps, and he's under it. Next is Bob Boone with a runner on first, and the pitch, and a 41 will be a high fly right field down the line. Engel's after it, and Engel comes up with it, and that, my friend, takes us to the bottom of the 8th inning, 7-2. Do we pull Keeson here? How many? Well, this is how I do it. Let me show you how I do it. So I look at, see, games started. It doesn't say complete games. I like to know his complete games. So I can find that out over here because for some reason the complete games aren't there, because that's an important part of how I make my decision. So if a guy doesn't have any complete games, I'll usually pull him. If a guy had, enough complete games, I may push him. Keeson. So that's basically how I do it. And I just want to. Oh, this is Minnesota. No wonder I can't find it. That's Minnesota. We're California Angels. I got some Minnesota Twins here. Hold on a second. All these guys are Minnesota. All right, that's why I'm having issues. Twins. Okay, there. So these guys are going to be the Witt, Pettis, Zahn. You get all the players. That's a nice thing. Force, there's no extra players to buy. You don't have to spend $25 on extra players and all that. That's ridiculous. Or more, right? I think App charges like $40, $50. So Bruce Keeson had 3 complete games in 16 starts. I'm going to push him a little bit more. Let's see. Eisenreich leading off the pitch, and that's a 61. That'll be strike 3 called. So Eisenreich goes down. 61 is a strikeout. Next is Wilfong with a 51. Error on the shortstop, potentially. Let's look at Burleson. Burleson is a 22 or less, and it's a 34, so there's no error. It's a ball he scoops up, throws the first, and in time. And with 2 outs, it's Dave Engel. Engel today's 0 for 3. The pitch, and that's a 26, and a 26 against a lefty. Keeson is a righty. Against a lefty, he will be, it would be a hit, otherwise it's popped up right side, first baseman. Carew under it and makes the catch. We go to top of the 9th. All right, top of the 9th. Corbett is still okay. He's out, so we got to pull Corbett here because he already reached. He's done a couple innings for us at least. What time is it? 8 o'clock. I'm starting to get a little hungry. We're gonna call on a guy named Arroyo. Gonna call on Arroyo here to finish this up. 7-2. Doug DeCinces with 2 home runs today. One of them a 3-run homer. So what I do is when I got a new pitcher, I'm going to roll for the pitcher and see. He's a 4, so we're using the 5-3-5-1. And it's Burleson who's up. And let's roll. Oh no, it should be Downing should be up. Downing should be up. And here's the pitch. And that's a 14. And that'll be ground ball, second base. 1 down. Rod Carew. Rod Carew is 1 for 4 today. And with a 35, his 4 hit is a 5 hit. And that's a base hit. Line to right. Now Carew could steal a base here. Like, what do you do? You're up by 5. You know what? We're gonna send him 35. Nope, it's not a stolen. I thought it was shaded. It was not. Here's Doug DeCinces. DeCinces is 3 for 4 today with 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. He's got an opportunity to hit his 3rd home run of the game. Here's Arroyo, who does give up home runs. Here's the pitch, and a 62 struck him. Oh no, that's going to be a ground ball to short. Carew will advance. Only 1 play, and that's the first. Long throw, and in time to get the DeCinces. Don Baylor next. Don Baylor today's 3 for 4. Am I seeing that right? He's got 2 home runs as well. Holy smokes. So Baylor has 2 home runs. Crazy. The pitch, and it's a 51. A 51 will be a potential error on the 3rd baseman, Gaetti. And a 41, I don't know that Gaetti will make that error. 41, and he does not. Makes that play over to first in time. So last licks. So that's a G5. And I'm going to pull up and look at the scoring plays because, let me see, box score. You go to box score, it gives you scoring plays. Let me open that up for you a little bit so you can see it. All right, so let me show you. So I want to look at the scoring plays. There it is. I get that, but I'm going to go to scorecard, play-by-play. I'm going to go to scorecard. Baylor with a double. He hit a home run in the 3rd. He hit a home run, then back-to-back jack in the 4th. All right, so he's got 2 home runs. So I got 2 players with 2 home runs today. Crazy. Let's go back. Let's get rid of this. Close this down. Put that there, leave it there, it's fine, and keep on playing. Last licks for the Bruce Kison. We're gonna pull Kison here. We're gonna pull Bruce Kison and bring somebody else in. Let's see who we're gonna bring in. Lefty, righty, and lefty. So 2 lefties, but they'll pinch hit. So it doesn't matter who we bring in at this point. We got, let's see, we got Angel Moreno, nope. Andy Hassler, long. We're bringing in Andy Hassler. I got one of my girls outside trying to get in somewhere. She's trying to get in. So Andy Hassler will finish this off. We'll roll for him. He is a lefty. That's a 2, so he'll have pretty decent stuff. His base on balls, he does get a +10 on hit by pitches. All right, so let's do that. And Ken Hrbek leading off. Last licks for the Angels. Pitch, and that's a 53, and that's a range play. Right field, Beniquez. Will he catch this? That's the question. Right field, he does not because he's a D. It drops in for a single. Base hit. And that was a 53, and it's a single. So Hrbek leads off with a single, and here's Gaetti with a 34, and a 34 will be a potential double play, and it's going to be a 6-4-3 double play. They turn it. So they're 1 out away from victory here, and the Angels are ready. And Johnson at the plate. We will call on a pinch hitter because he is lefty on lefty. So we're going to get a pinch hitter here. See who it's going to be. We need a righty. It'll be Mickey Hatcher. Mickey Hatcher will pinch hit. Call on that righty. Mickey Hatcher. I got Angels here as well. Got 2 Angels. Mickey Hatcher, he's ready to roll. Here's the pitch from Hassler, and that's a 54. That's a 54 chart result. And a 26 will be a pop-up. And that's going to be in foul territory. Hustling over is a shortstop, and Burleson comes up with it, And that's the ball game. Oh boy, what a catch by Burleson. Had to run a long way for that one. Fouls out into to left field. And Rick Burleson, the Rooster, with a great play, hustling to catch that ball. And that's the ball game. So the Angels win it. The Angels win it by a score of 7-2, 7-13 and 1 for the Angels, 2-6 and 2 for the Twins. What can I tell you? It was a quick game for sure. This game plays very quickly, very easy to play as well. I really enjoy it. The issue with some of these games are so good that once you get started, you can't stop. And there's other games that I like that I also want to play. So then, so let's quickly. So Doug DeCinces and Don Baylor each hit 2 home runs apiece. So that was good. The win is going to go to Keeson. He's 1-0. He went 8 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Jackson takes the loss. He went 4 innings pitched, gave up 6 earned runs and 4 home runs. So he did not have a good day. Kent Herbig had 3 hits, and Gary Ward had a couple of hits for the Twins. But you had DeCinces and Baylor with fantastic days. They each had three hits apiece. And that's it, guys. Remember to join Field Day Baseball Facebook group and Universal Baseball Association Facebook group. And always welcome you guys. And remember, any comments, any questions, I had somebody say, hey, you missed you roll this and he was supposed to be out and you marked him safe. And I said, oh, man, there will be human errors, unfortunately. That does happen. But thanks for watching. I will see you guys soon. Take care.